Well, now let's turn our attention away from the serious things to a major event in the world of rock music. Today, Debbie Harry, the rock world's best-known pin-up and the lead singer of New York's massively popular rock band Blondie, released her first solo album away from the group. Musically, it marks a change of direction because she's now working with the city's most successful disco group, Chic. But the new album, Cuckoo, has proved most controversial, mainly because of its cover showing Debbie with needles sticking through her head. Indeed, posters advertising the album have been widely banned from public display. Now, the cover is a painting based on the work of the Swiss artist H.R. Giger, who's best known for his work on the science fiction film Alien. At his home in Zurich, he's been working with Debbie Harry on equally bizarre films illustrating songs from the album. And it's from there that Robin Denslow now reports.
Zurich, Switzerland's traditional home of gnomes and bankers, is not exactly a town renowned for its association with pop music, the art world, or multimedia experiments. But one man now involved in all three is artist and designer H.R. Giger, disciple of Hieronymus Bosch and Salvador Dali, who lives in a pleasant but unassuming terraced house on the edge of town. The mask outside gives just a hint of the bizarre world he's created inside. Giger's best-known creations are the sets and monsters for the sci-fi horror film Alien.
I always want to find out what's inside of me, and maybe what's inside, what's outside of me, what's in another world and in the cosmos, what kind of creature can be. And so I found out my, that's a real, I call them biomechanics. I like very much the combination about mechanic and machine and human or biologic things. And I made the creature in the film Alien like that.
It wouldn't be pleasant to have Giger's nightmares. But his admirers in the art and music world extend far beyond addicts of sci-fi and horror. Today, Debbie Harry, Blondie's lead singer, releases her first solo album, Cuckoo, in which she's backed by her close friend, Chris Stein, and members of New York's most successful black disco outfit, Chic. The cover, of Debbie with needles through her head, is by H.R. Giger.
I like very much music, rock music. Every time when I'm painting, I have music. It gives me as a stimulation. And in another way, it was a very good meeting when I met Chris and Debbie at the Hansen Gallery in New York when I had this Oscar award, or how you say, the Academy Award. We have the meeting, and Debbie, she liked my work very much, so she came and they invited us to her penthouse, and so we had the first contact. And when she made her own album, when she liked to change her image, she asked me by telephone to do maybe a cover for her. And I was once I was sick, and I was treated with acupuncture. So I had the idea, because she is she is the queen of punk, really. And punk for me was always safety pins or to stick something into. And I have these things together, the acupuncture needles. I put her through the head as kind of stimulation, and the lightnings in the back, it's taken energy from the air to stimulate her.
Now, Giger is interpreting two of the songs from the album in an elaborate film, later to be a video, for which he's produced a new set of paintings and built elaborate, equally strange props. It's to be no ordinary rock promotional clip. He's using Debbie Harry as an actress to express his fantasies. So does she regard this rock video clip, which might be seen here on programmes like Top of the Pops, as an art form?
It happens to be so based on Giger's work that it is, in that realm. But I think a lot of video promo films these days are very elaborate and quite expensive productions. So, you know, I can't really make claim to that alone, but definitely his work is paramount.
This is part of it for the video.
Yeah, this is the New York work, and this was partly inspired on his recent trip, you know, to the States when he got the Academy Award. And it's really a great coincidence that, you know, we all got tied together. And this work was happening simultaneously, which we didn't really know about until we got here.
So how's he doing the video? I mean, is it his idea of what the songs are about?
Yeah, he's directing it.
It's
totally
And you
his
just let
idea.
him do exactly what he wants? And...
Yeah.
In a way, it's very, very opposite the music. Almost
Yeah.
totally opposite. Something I would never think of in a million years, and which I think is great.
I become, you know, like his characters and his creatures that he has in all of his paintings, that's what I become one, sort of, in transition, and I...
An alien monster?
I come out. Not quite. I'm not scary. If you were to, you know, if you turn these paintings this way, they become traffic and trains flashing by. I mean, they're very New York. I mean, I just definitely know that that's what it is. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and that's the biggest statement that I've probably ever made. I mean, it's all within you, how something affects you and how you feel about it. So
Does
That's
this
it.
girl look serious?
She looks serious.
for a while, it was really part of my, you know, my art as making myself a product. You know, I really felt that it was a cool thing to do. I haven't really thought about it lately.
When we met you last night, we're looking very different. I just wondered if the image sometimes was something you wanted to escape from.
Well, I feel like, you know, I have a lot of images to reflect. You know, I feel like I can portray a lot of different characters.
Do you think Blondie was a character you were playing out rather than that being you?
No, not entirely. I think, you know, it's, you know, I mean, you've had several different occupations in your life, and, you know, have been with different lovers or whatever, and you're always a slightly different person. So that's what my job is.
It's a change of image for Debbie Harry, but for Giger, she's just another figure to be fitted into the bizarre world of his paintings.
In my paintings are things I like or I hate or I'm afraid about, but I never do harmless things like flowers, or I mean, if they are flowers, maybe they are the flowers they eat someone.
We'll be able to judge how the fusion of black magic, black music and white singer has worked out when the video is finished in a couple of weeks. Inevitably, the solo project has led to speculation over the future of Blondie as a band. Does this mean the end of Blondie as we know it?
That's what I was about to say.
Right on. No, it doesn't. The history of most rock groups, except for very few, have been, you know, that they go up to a certain point and then they just level off or go down and lose popularity or sort of maintain, you know. But then once they sort of come to a point or some kind of identity, they don't usually change it. And I think that that is sort of like a condition that's controlled by being a commercial group and having to tour and have so many albums out per year and the pressures of the business world. It really doesn't have much to do with being a musician or a writer. And so we just try to make things right for the kind of people that we are, and, you know, to make our work better.